Hello and welcome to the 42nd episode of the 30s podcast. My name is Clint.
Uncle Marcus.
Marcus, what up?
I'm doing good.
We have producer Caesar with us. What up, Caesar?
Hey, everybody. What's up?
Oh, my God. This is going to be a good one.
This is going to be a good one. We don't have a guest today, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. We can do this.
That's all right. WonderCon is going on today.
That's right. Wonderful.
So I reached out to people. So a lot of them are going there.
Busy.
That's fine.
That's okay.
That's okay.
We're not there.
Yeah. We're okay. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not. I'm okay on the cons for a little bit. I'm doing Comic-Con this summer. I think after that, I'm probably gonna chill for a while.
Yeah, we don't need to do it all the time.
Too old. It's too old. I'm too old. Like that.
You're too old? Do you think?
The line. There's always the lines.
Yeah.
You have to wait all the lines. You're shoulder to shoulder if you're on the showroom floor with people. I'm always hungry because can't
handle that.
You can't really get food. You have to wait in line for everything.
Yeah.
So, and I know nothing I want to buy there. It's just, there's no point really.
Yeah, and any news that I need is going to be on my Twitter feed.
Yeah, it'll be online right away.
Right away. Thank you, Twitter.
Unless you're in Hall H.
But
Well,
even
I don't
then,
think WonderCon has a
with
closed.
Hall H, I follow that Discuss Film page, and they were posting the whole
spoil it
thing.
all.
Yeah,
I don't know
Not
if
spoil
WonderCon
it,
does a Hall H. I think it's all
not really.
public.
It's gonna be some level C thing like Blue Bloods or something. Like some
Blue Bloods.
some network show that like 40-year-olds watch that we don't watch.
Dude,
Suits.
Suits, great.
Yeah,
Suits is it's
Middle
one of those.
America shows.
Middle America.
Yeah.
The people I don't talk to anymore.
Oh.
Because they're not. I mean, those would be tourists.
Yeah.
I don't see tourists anymore.
Okay. Well, whatever. We like Middle America. They're good too.
Yeah.
They have their cons as well, but
Yeah, family.
yeah. So 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago, I was doing some late night reminiscing.
Ooh.
I was going through a bunch of old photos on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I don't know if you ever do that, but just seeing how different I've looked, like my physical appearance, but just seeing like, oh, I remember when I went to that thing
Yeah.
that you just forget about. And it's like an innocuous night. Like I saw pictures of us at a saddle ranch once. I was like, oh shit, totally forgot about, like, I can't tell you anything else happened that night that other than we were at a saddle ranch or just like old photos like that. And it's I heard this thing about the good old days where like on The Office, Andy says that quote where like if someone would tell me that I'm in the good old days, instead of you having to realize it.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm like, yeah, it would be nice to know that. Because like every day is technically the good old days, or it will be one day.
Yeah, and you don't understand how big of an impact that day was until it's way later.
Right. And then like in 10 years, I probably won't remember this. Well, maybe I will because I'm talking about it this day. But I'm like, oh yeah, 10 years ago I was in that studio doing that thing. And you can think good old day, like fondly or not. I don't really know if that's the right way to put it. Just like, oh yeah, that was a time that happened.
Yeah. Because this week I ran into an old friend that I haven't seen in like 12 years.
Okay.
And even before I met up with her and our other friend,
Oh yeah. Okay.
I was sent a video of me doing my Regina voice character thing for like one of the first times I ever did it.
Oh shit.
Regina Clave, Dr. Mr. Kowalski.
Yeah.
And it was 2012.
Good old days.
And
I remember
and like
that.
I look at myself and I'm like, okay, so I had like hair, but I almost feel like it's better to not have the hair there. Like I looked at it and I was like, all the stuff that I'm like, oh, I'm losing my hair or whatever. Like I'm like, I think I've like grown into something that looks better now.
Yeah.
Like even just like I looked at that video and I'm like, did my nose change? I didn't have a nose job.
You do look a lot different. Like
I morphed. I don't know what happened.
When I do see photos of you from like years ago, you look like a different person.
Yeah.
Almost like you've had some kind of plastic surgery.
And
I don't know.
not.
It's like your head is shaped differently.
Yeah.
Your nose is shaped differently.
Like even when we were, because that would have been times where we'd be in class at Fullerton.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, just my
that?
face is different. I
Who's
don't know
that guy?
how that happened.
I don't know.
Yeah, when we started recording this, I was like, who's this guy walking in the studio?
Yeah. I'm just so different. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
weird.
It's interesting to, like, I was looking at old photos, like old ones, but only like a couple years ago, I was like for JoJo's bachelor party, which feels like so long ago. It was only 2 years ago, I think. But just thinking about like, oh wow, I was on a golf course. I've never golfed.
Never golf.
Haven't since then. But it was like I'm gonna remember that one experience. But that one time I golfed, and I don't know, I thought it was interesting. You ever play golf?
So that's like for me, I don't do that ever.
Yeah.
But the only times I do, it's like for a bachelor thing,
Right.
or like some random thing with family,
Yeah.
randomly. So like for me, it's like, oh, I sucked that day, but then you do remember it.
Yeah.
Because it's the only time you really did it.
I think golf is kind of something we should be aging into.
We should start doing it.
Yeah. we
Yeah,
should
that's
start
an
doing
old
it.
white
That's an old
kind
white
of thing.
Okay. I was listening to a podcast with a comedian who plays a lot of golf, and he's like a couple years older than me, but thinking like, okay, why do men like golf as they get older? Like, there's obviously young guys that play golf, but like typically, I'd say more so it's older men playing golf. Like, why is that a thing? And why all of a sudden now does it sound appealing to me to start playing golf? What part of getting older is that? And I think like, well, if you think about golf, it's just a bunch of dudes drinking on a golf course.
Exactly. Yeah.
And just kind of hanging out. And like, you can't really, as you get older, there's kind of fewer like you can't be hanging out at bars when you're old, really. Like you can, but it's not always a good look.
Yeah.
And if you're like the old dude alone in a dive bar, like, sorry, it's not a good look. You may have your things going on, and that's fine.
Bad drip.
Yeah, bad drip.
Bad drip. Bad drip cap.
New merch.
New merch.
Bad drip.
Your drip. Bad drip. And it's an old guy in a bar
alone.
Not a good look.
Bad drip. Not a good look.
Sad face.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like, it's just kind of hanging out drunk, but like in a more, but you know,
it's the
typically
only
when you're older, you have more money, and you maybe, I don't know, it just feels like the more mature version of going out to a bar and hanging out with friends.
Because you're able to drink and drive. It's the only time.
Well, you shouldn't. You're able to do that.
You're allowed to drink and drive a golf cart.
Oh, you're right. The golf.
So technically,
okay.
yeah.
What were you thinking?
What were you thinking?
Like, get drunk and then drive home.
Nope.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that.
While you're doing the activity, you could drink.
True.
You could hit a ball.
Have you ever seen those videos? I'm going to pull it up right now.
Damn. If you do it right.
Have you ever seen those videos of people getting run over by golf carts?
No.
They're so funny. Sorry, continue. What were you saying?
But yeah, so you're allowed to drink. You're swinging a metal stick at a ball that could potentially go anywhere.
Yeah.
It could hit somebody. And you're allowed to go from that
No, not that.
and drive on a golf cart.
Yeah.
Do that about 18 times.
Hey,
that's true.
you're wielding a weapon.
Look at that.
Oh no!
There's this one right here.
Oh god!
All right,
Yeah.
Pete. No, you can't.
See, like,
Another one.
look, he's like, no.
That was good. Oh no!
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is like the mature.
Oh my god!
Golfing is just the mature. That guy's taking a piss.
Oh
Jesus.
no!
Golfing is just the mature version of fucking around with your friends. So that's why I think as you get older, because it's acceptable there, like it's a thing, getting run over by golf carts. So everybody knows that too. And we didn't do that when I was golfing, but I wanted to.
Yeah, now it's a thing.
I think because I was sober, because I was hungover when we did it. We did it early in the morning after the first night there. It was just fucking lame.
Oh,
But everybody else was drinking on the excursion, but I was not because no. But yeah, it's just like the mature version of fucking around.
it is. Because what would you have done as a kid? You
wouldn't be driving a golf
go to
cart.
a park. You'd go to a park,
Oh yeah,
some kind of park place. Mm-hmm. Naturally, you're driving around grass the whole day.
right.
You know, it's not like you're just going around asphalt where you then could scrape yourself and get hurt.
Yeah,
So it's very reminiscent of that. They literally, like, even if you do like putt-putt golf, it's like a playground.
yeah,
And you're on this playground
Yeah.
and there's like it's like mini Disneyland. You got the spinning wheel to like knock the ball in.
the windmill.
The windmill, spinning wheel.
Hit it into a clown's mouth.
To a clown's mouth. He spits it out. Nasty.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should be playing golf.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, I don't recommend. Well, I kind of liked looking at the old photos, but also was kind of I don't know. It was a weird kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know what's going on with TikTok?
TikTok?
Yeah.
If it's getting removed or not?
Yeah.
I feel like it might. Caesar, do you know if it's getting removed or not soon?
So all I've been hearing about is that they're removing it from government devices because obviously it takes away like a lot of information. And I think that they're not saying like, hey, we're going to get rid of it for like the average person. They're just saying if you're a person that works in the government, you have it on your government issued phone, you can't do that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I don't like, because people are saying, oh, free speech, blah, 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 and like TikTok should stick around. But I think it's just for that specific case.
Okay.
Yeah. What makes TikTok different or worse than Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter
In terms of data?
in terms of data? Because I know my Facebook asks for all my info.
TikTok's housed in China. So China will be getting all our information.
So we're only okay with Facebook Meta because it's American?
I don't know if we're okay with it, but I think when foreign powers get government information, that's when it's a problem.
That's sketchy, yeah.
So I think that's why the TikTok thing is people are really freaked out about it in the government because they don't want China getting in. China's a communist country and
It's sketchy.
they're usually up to no good. The light shut off.
Yeah,
right
look
now.
maybe.
Everything shuts off. In here. I don't know. I saw some. Like, I don't click on headlines to talk about TikTok because I really don't care. But I saw a lot of them about the CEO or I don't know, somebody from TikTok. Like, there's pictures of him in a government, like in a judge going like this, like photos like that. I'm like, oh, something's going on.
Oh, no.
TikTok.
What's happening?
And but I did look up how many people have TikTok. 834.3 million.
Damn.
Oof.
And like, so because I watch Christina P. and like one of her favorite things is getting TikToks, like the dark TikToks, and it's just people everywhere in the country have TikTok or around the world. It's just like meth heads have it who are just like just doing whatever, and then they upload it because they're crazy. And it's like everybody has it, and they're all posting crazy shit on there. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting if it goes away. You know,
and I'd almost be happy that it goes away because it's one of those things where I feel like I'm older and it's a younger person thing.
And it's
to
one
trend
less
on it.
platform to post on. I don't want to have. It's one less thing you have to worry about.
I don't want to have to learn it. I don't want to have to
just less work.
dream
I don't want
it.
to have to post on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube and on TikTok. I mean, Caesar would do it because I pay him to do it. But it's just one less thing I have to worry about.
It's so hard for you.
Do you think, I don't know, this might be too heavy of a topic. Do you think that like younger people exposed to different ideas, like let's say like the Andrew Tate stuff with like 12-year-olds, do you think that really makes them think like that or what?
For some people, probably.
Right?
It impacts them.
Yeah, because not everybody, put it delicately, there's some really stupid people out there, which may not be their fault, who will just consume whatever they see and not really know how to call bullshit, or I don't know.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's hard if you're getting exposed to that when you're very young, because this is all an experiment. This wasn't around when we were young. So who knows what's going to happen, how things will turn out in 10 years. But I think when you're that young, you don't necessarily know whether you agree with him or not. You don't necessarily have someone to be like, but there's also this, you also can live your life this way. So, I don't know. I'm sure that there's,
Yeah, I think so because we're a makeup of all the stuff we listen to, read, watch, look at. So, like
everything just goes in here, and then it's up to your brain to.
And you kind of see, like what sticks. And then the danger of it is also that if you have the Andrew Tate idea, then you say it out loud, and then suddenly like people around you, it's even worse if like they do agree with it. They're like, yeah, let's do this to whatever. It's like, oh, now you've gone from like this thing that is an isolated, like this is like fantasy almost, on social media, and now it's become reality. And now you've built this community off of that weird thing.
Yeah.
And I see that off of like...
It's like a cult almost.
Yeah, it's cult. It's culty.
It's any kind of power structure that people kind of feed into because they're missing something.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with like the Andrew Tate stuff. I think it's okay to think like him and to like be that, but you also have to know that this is not how it is for everybody. Like, like this lifestyle works for me, but the other lifestyles that exist adjacent to us are just fine. So, and like a lot of people I don't think a lot of people realize that like, oh, this is the truth and we shall live this way, instead of just saying like, yeah, I want to live my life like this, but that guy over there absolutely can live his life like that as well. And that's where it kind of gets fumbled a little bit. Because like, I know for me, I don't like people telling me what to think or how to react. And so I don't want to do that to anybody else. So like, if you don't live life like me, cool. But I'm still going to live life like how I do it, as long as I'm not hurting anybody else. Like, but the Andrew Tate stuff, he can be kind of hurting.
Yeah, he can be a bit much. Because I lived a lot of my life going, why aren't you living like this? Why are you living like that? And then I realized, oh, like we're still going. The sun still comes around. It still comes up and down. Yeah. Like the earth still spins.
Everything that happens. You always have to not take ourselves so seriously, I think, and just kind of move through life. Like, just don't hurt anybody, and be open-minded. Just be open-minded, and we're chill. Like, just be very transparent and chill with people, and you'll be good. That's kind of worked out for me so far. So, and I don't think anyone doesn't like me.
Where are you, trolls?
Yeah. Hit us up in the comments if you don't like Marcus.
I'm sure there's people on the internet that don't like me, but
I mean, if you hate watch, just like and subscribe.
I'll take the hate watches.
Come on,
I just
bring it.
Hate watching. Okay, that's if you hate watch somebody, or you say you're not a fan of somebody, but you still kind of watch your stuff, that means you're a fan.
You're a fan.
You're like the people that hate on like Andrew Tate since he's here, or Joe Rogan, or anyone that kind of has like extreme thoughts, they still show up every week to hear what he has to say because they want to make fun of it, or have an opinion about it, or if you're a creator, make content about it. Like that means you're a fan. That means that you're a fan. If you really
like with Trump and the Tonight shows, you could tell that they are actually kind of fans of him, because once he was gone and out of the office,
material. Yeah,
they're like, we have no material now.
Yeah, it's like,
so they could be. It seems like they're complaining the whole time, but it's like, no, they loved it. Like I did love the Trump tweets. It was amazing.
They were outlandish, but
it was
hilarious.
It was incredible, and he's like on the pot.
It was like,
and he's on the Air Force One taking a dump.
Gave a phone,
his Diet Coke, and he's like,
oh God.
You know what? I'm not sure about Iraq. I don't think it really happened.
Yeah,
you're like, keep telling me. You're
it was like somebody gave a phone to an 11-year-old.
It was great.
He would text. It'd be like all capital letters. Be like 5 exclamation points. He did like the SpongeBob, like some capital, some small. I was like, this guy's like a child, and it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
and it's like everyone jumped on it because it's such good material to make fun of. But then it's like you're a fan. Then you're following, you're liking, you're subscribing. To the show.
If I really don't like something, I'm not going to go anywhere near it.
Yeah.
I'm not
like the Andrew Tate again. We said his name like 12 times. I wasn't a fan when I saw the first thing.
Still don't know what he really says.
I didn't follow, and so that's why I really don't know much about what he says. But yeah, it's interesting. The fandom can be interesting. How we all have access to these personalities and these things, and we all have an opinion about it, but it's like, but that means you like them. You show up every week in a way.
It's like you care about it, so you shit on it. Because you're like, I wish it was better. Wish it was like it was when I first met it.
With my dad the other day, and he's very conservative, and he loves Fox News, and he has it on all day. Which if you like that, that's fine. But I watched like a couple minutes of it, like in passing, thinking like, this is never, it's just, especially Fox News, but CNN does it too, where they just kind of jab at the other side. Where I'm like, this is like an eternal weird relationship that it's like, it's never going to be, different issues are going to come up throughout our life in the country, but it's always going to be this versus that. And it's always going to be, we're making fun of the other ones because they speak in blanket terms, like the left and the libs and the Democrat. Like, it's a blanket for everyone who's part of that party, which everyone thinks differently. They could have different opinions. It's like this is like a weird fandom of just hating on the other side, because the other side doesn't. They just do it to each other every year, all the time, and I kind of broke my brain a little bit that because he was so into it, my dad watching it. Then I'm like, do you not see? Like, this is like a weird thing it's never going to change, because he's very like texting his friends like, oh, the left, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, do you not really see what's happening here? This is like a weird unending, you're always going to be mad about something that the other side's doing. It's like a weird, I can't even articulate it because it broke my brain. It's like, this is a weird relationship that just never changes, and it's never going to be one party. They're never going to merge and be like, you know what, let's all just get on the same page without everything. That's never going to happen, not in our lifetime. It's never going to be that Star Trek Utopia universe where everybody's chill. We all like each other, everyone's intelligent, there's no money, everyone just helps each other out.
We're all just on this spaceship together, and
we're all just here to exist together.
Stuff.
It's the same idea. Like they need each other to fuel.
They need each other. They need the other. They need, as much as they disagree with the other side, they need them. Because again, that's how they make money, is getting us to pay their salaries. But like, I don't know, or to just tune in. But it really broke my brain, where it was like, and I've always kind of felt that way about politics, but like 2020 really broke everything for me, where I was like, what the fuck is going on with everybody? But it was like, how is this still a thing? How are we still tuned into this? Like, I think it's kind of important to have, an awareness of partisan politics, but like to be fully invested, like that's it was on all day. The news is on all day. Like, and like, this is everything. This is all of it. And like tomorrow you can watch it again. And like, I couldn't process it.
Yeah, because sports did all this.
My dumb
first.
comedy brain couldn't really like. Oh my god,
can't handle it. Because sports do that all the time. My family moved to Auburn, and Auburn has this long rivalry against Alabama, and I'm always like, but why? Why are you there? But they love it. They love seeing someone wearing another shirt and being like, "Bless your heart,"
which means "fuck you."
And just shitting on it. They just love to shit on it. And it's like, it's in us.
That's what
we just
politics
love
is now. It's
just shitting on it.
It's just
we might as well just wear hats, and
they do wear hats.
Do the same thing.
Do you remember the red hats?
Yeah, they have the red hats.
Hat.
The Democrats have, what do they have, the masks now? what do
they No, the lame one was when Joe Biden won, and you know how the red hats that said "Make America Great Again"? They had blue hats that said "We just did," and I was like, "That's so cringe. That's worse."
Hard to see.
That too.
Yeah,
that I can't get over. Watching these personalities talk about it, I was like, they all are super cringe. Like I would not, because they speak like toddlers, or like, and then they said this, and can you believe that? I'm like, why are you speaking that way? Like that's how the children that you deal with talk to you, who don't respect anything. It's like, this is so weird and gross, and I don't want any part of it.
I don't want to be childish like that. I want to be childish like that. That's fun. I want to be making jokes. I want to be doing cool stuff.
It's fun you want to make fun of people, not just be cringe. Because cringe is not good.
It's just gross.
Actually, I take that back. Cringe can be an art when done correctly.
What's the best
when done intentionally?
What's the best form of cringe?
Best form of cringe? I don't know.
I mean, my favorite form of cringe is Zach Galifianakis doing the Two Ferns show. That's my favorite form of cringe. Or The Office is my favorite form of cringe.
The Zach Galifianakis show, I think, would be good if the other person didn't know. So, like, if you got honest reactions, so, like, you said that Paul Rudd, like, oh, how Jewish do you think, whatever he said? And he's like, what?
He's, what did you just say to me?
Or he, like, looks at his publicist, like, what's going, like.
Some of them, like the Obama one made sense. Like, oh, he'd need to be prepped. But, like, John Hamm on here, he could take it, right?
They're all performers too, especially if you get somebody who does improv well. You're like, and you want to like what? Like, I don't know.
So what you're looking for is the Eric Andre show, because that's exactly what it is. They don't know what
they have no idea.
That's my favorite kind of cringe.
That's a good one too. Where it's just like you're just taken off guard completely by a really stupid question. What would your stupid go-to question be?
Go-to question is:
have you tried the sock?
Have you tried a sock? That's the last time. How long's it been since you've done it?
Like it just assumes that you've done it.
What about a non-sexual one?
Non-sexual. How's your relationship with your father?
Oh God. Like I'd start crying. I'd say something innocuous, be like
random.
Like, how do you feel about hummingbirds? You know, just like they're fine.
So tigers.
Yeah, you
Why
ever
are they
thought
hiding
about
behind those stripes?
That's a dad joke. Which is also cringe, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, how did I get onto this? I lost my train of thought.
Oh, because of politics?
The podcast, yeah, that's how
Politics
it happens.
always does it.
Well, I got from TikTok into politics, so that makes
there
sense.
It is.
I talked about it. I don't want to talk about. You don't know anything about Resident Evil, do you? I don't want to talk about it.
As
you don't
much.
really know.
Caesar does.
Do you know? That's fine. Well,
No, it's okay.
yeah, we don't have to talk about it. I really don't have much to say other than the new game's out and it's fun. But I am a lifelong fan.
game's out and it's fun.
That's my what's
so
the word?
sad when you said it.
My review score of it. It's out and it's fun. Go buy it.
That's a clip.
Like and subscribe for my opinions.
Great content here in the 30s.
Yeah. No, I am a lifelong Resident Evil fan. I remember playing that first game when I was a little kid, and I played it at a friend's house and being like shit my pants scared. And then you go back and play it now, and like, this isn't fucking scary at all. And so I never owned the first one, but Resident Evil 2 came out, and I asked my dad for it. And do you know anything about Resident Evil? It's like zombies. Yeah, it's bloody. Like, not for little kids. And I asked him for Resident Evil 2, and he doesn't know anything about video games. So he bought it for me. And I remember it was Christmas Day. And like I put it in the PlayStation, and it was like me, my brother, my dad, and my grandma. And we were like, he's gonna watch me play it.
Yeah.
Turn it on. And our dad was like, we're not watching. Like,
oh no.
Like,
how far into it did you get?
It was right because the way the game opens is it opens with a cinematic, and you know you're in a car in like a gas truck. You have to get out of the car basically, and then as soon as you get out of the car, there's swarms of zombies, and like I died right away because I don't.
No.
If you never played Resident Evil, the older games, like the control scheme's really weird. Like I don't want to explain it, but if you don't know what it is, you don't know how to move, and so like I got killed right away. And when you die, they eat you. It's like,
oh yeah,
and it shows your body like getting eaten. And so that's all that happened. He's like, we're not doing this at Christmas. But
yeah,
anyway,
I wouldn't be able to play it either.
No,
at that age at my house. Yeah.
I played it. I don't think he had a problem with me playing it. He just was like, we're not doing this on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So like at night, I played it again. But
I get that.
Yeah, and I don't think he realized that this, like, I just bought my son this bloody, gory game.
This is what I did.
And he is like 9 years old, but fuck it, who cares?
Look at us now.
Happened all the time. All those
bloody,
like me just being exposed to really. We talked about it, like really dark shit when I was young, and he's just like, whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would watch dark stuff, but I think it was like, oh, this is historic. This is history.
Oh,
so I could watch this.
You can watch it, Saving Private Ryan.
Like Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
You could really. You could watch this.
Yeah.
But then you
we're
can't
watch
Resident
Evil.
Evil.
That's so stupid. I see that stuff's like, almost worse because it's real.
Like even watching, like I love movies like Patriot.
Yeah,
but it's ooh, that axe. Like I could still remember like the axe throw, the bloodiness of that movie. But it's okay because it's the American Revolution.
A glorified version of it. Heath Ledger wasn't running around back then like that now. But it's different when it's like fantastical or it's so like it's not real that it's like it should be okay.
Or like the one that a Christian household, Christian, Catholic, or any kind of on that side of the religious side, the one that you are allowed to see that is probably the most graphic of anything. Passion of the Christ.
I knew
most graphic thing.
You know, I've never seen that.
You're allowed to,
because I don't care about Jesus.
Trauma,
but
seen it.
I've heard. I remember when it came out. What year did that come out? But I remember when it came out, being in school, people saying like, "This is the bloodiest thing I've ever seen." 2004, so I was freshman, sophomore.
Yeah, I would have been 6th grade.
Yeah, but I remember people talking about this movie being just super gory.
Yeah. But that gore is okay because it's Jesus.
It's Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's almost.
Yeah. Oof.
Lord.
Oof.
Look at this man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost when it's so.
But still, it's also not completely what it would have been. He would have been naked.
Yeah.
See,
Jeez.
yeah.
It's like a horror movie.
It is.
I think
it's more graphic.
There are some arguments that this movie is considered the horror genre.
Oh. Like Hostel.
Well, Hostel, that's horror for sure. But this one, because I think he just wanted to make a historical epic.
Yeah.
But this is a horror movie.
And I like that we're talking about this right in time for Easter. Welcome to the Easter episode.
Welcome to the Easter episode. That'll be the thumbnail for it.
Mutilated Jesus.
Yeah. Happy Easter, everybody.
Lord.
Yeah, I've never seen this movie.
Thanks, God.
From what
Thanks,
what
God.
I've heard, I don't think I would enjoy it.
No. And they're making a sequel, I think.
He died.
What are they going to do next?
He comes out of the stone cabin?
Yeah.
Cabin?
I think they show that at the end of him.
The resurrection? He comes back at the end?
No scars. I always loved how, in the story of Jesus, so we see that he's all mutilated, right? We see that he's like got all the scars and everything. But somehow when he comes back, he's good everywhere except his hands. He's like, because one of them, Thomas.
This is the movie, or this is
in the Bible?
The Bible, okay.
So, well, yeah, because I don't think they got
in the fantasy novel, the Bible,
in the fanfic. So so Jesus' story, because it's supposed to be like, here, Thomas, come see the holes in my hands.
Yeah.
See the holes in my hands.
He kept the holes, but not the rest of them?
That's what I'm saying now. I'm like, so you kept the holes in your hands. Why aren't you just walking around like freaking Carrie, like just
with all the scars?
It would be enough of a shock if he came back just completely fine.
Just totally. Because
they already saw him get ripped apart, like that photo, and like, oh, he's okay.
He's good now.
That's shock enough, but now I got to keep the hands.
He's like, no,
look at this hole. Look, this is the message.
And look at this.
No ribs. He's got no ribs.
He just keeps going through each part. He's like, and look at this.
Ripped his face off.
My face is gone.
I had this thought yesterday. I don't know how did this come up, but I heard something about something Christian. I don't know, but I was like thinking the Bible, it's just a fantasy novel, right? Like even because everything in it is so fantastical in relation to like our day to day of resurrections or like the floods. I don't even really know about the Bible, but like I know like the Cliff Notes, I guess, of it.
Yeah.
But it's like everything in that is so, and today, how you look at it, so fantastical that it's like, why? But then you'll see something, oh, I know, because Harry Potter came up. I was like, to me, this reads like Harry Potter, where it's just like witches and wizards and like fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
So I still, other than the messages of like how you should be treating people and yourself, I'm like, why is this? That could be written in other ways. Mm-hmm. Why is this still like? It's still like a? I know why it's still a huge thing, but like for me, anyone who has no exposure to it, who was raised today, and they're like, oh, here's this book, you would just think it was a fantasy novel.
Yeah, I think like
if you had no idea what the Bible was, and you no idea what Christianity or religion was. If someone gave you that book and like, oh, here's a good book, you would just think this is a Harry Potter or a Narnia, like a fantasy thing.
Yeah, you would think, how is this so well constructed?
Because
it's really well constructed. It's like the themes at the beginning.
That would be my first thought.
From the beginning. Well,
I would
it's
think
how do they get it so right? Like it's
I don't know.
Like connected so well too.
Yeah.
Like from beginning to end.
So it's a well-written book.
It's a really well-written. It's really like if this is man's like best screenplay even, it's a pretty good screenplay. Like of just showing that like people can get together to create something. Like to get it all.
How does it end?
In one book? How does it end? Well, apparently
it's different stories, right? It's like
it's very like Revelation.
It's not one narrative.
It's one narrative.
Okay, I thought it was like different stories.
Well, there are. So it's
kind of like
it's like the MCU,
like Canterbury Tales. Where it's like different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's like the whole narrative is that like God created everything, and man is imperfect, so He sends His Son to fix everything and to give them redemption. So it's supposed to be like like you have the beginning and then you have the end, because Revelation is like the end of the world, like apocalypse type stuff.
So that's how it ends. The world ends.
Yeah, it's like Jesus. So Jesus comes back and then like is supposed to like save all the believers. In him, and you all go to heaven. So the big payoff is that like
the big payoff.
You believe in this and you go to heaven. Like heaven is the biggest payoff. It's like perfect place. God's designed it for you, and you're supposed to be
specifically.
Yeah. Which it's like, did he that? Like, is it for me?
How does he know me? He doesn't know me that well.
If he knows me that well, it's going to be a crazy place.
There's no Crown Royal up there.
I mean, if he knows me well, there's some Crown Royal on his side.
I don't think he knows me that well. There's no Resident Evil in heaven.
Right. I don't know.
There's definitely Resident Evil in hell, though.
If it's in hell, I don't know. Is there an in-between? Purgatory? I don't know. It's little,
Isn't this I thought this was the... I don't want to
It seems like it. It feels like it.
I don't know why I wrote that down. Fuck, I don't want to say fucking
Yeah, even if you don't believe in the Jesus parts of it, it's like, oh well, it's a good try, man.
It's a good story. It's a good novel.
It's a good effort.
Yeah, it's a good novel. That's why that's why I'm saying like this is just if you didn't have any of the religious part of this, you just think this is a good book.
Yeah.
So whatever. I'm still not going to read it. So I want to show you some stuff on here. I was on the New York Post and just looking at some funny stories. So this is the first one I pulled up. Plus size clothing stores called Fat Girls and Mumu in Thailand. Wow. Look, fatty fat girl, Thai fat. So I saw this story and I could not hold it together. I was at my desk just... It's incrediable that they...
Wait. I love the first line. On the plus side, at least the sizes are inclusive.
Because we all know what the plus size stores are. I don't know what they're called in America, but like you see like the fat mannequins. You're like, oh, this is for bigger people.
Lane Bryant, that's the name.
Lane Bryant. Shout out,
sponsor us.
But like in Thailand, they're just straight fat girls. Like this is a store. XL to 5XL. They're just like,
oh my god.
Yeah, like this is what we're not gonna sugarcoat it.
Oh, maybe they will.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my god. Crying.
What else does it say? Oh no, the people.
Among the names, it seemed like bullying. Some people were saying like this is bullying. Other people were like this is incredible. Like me.
He's crying.
I'm fucking crying. I love making fun of people. It's so fun. But okay, among the names that seemed like bullying to some viewers, BB Fat Girls, which is I like that one the best.
Natural.
Fatty Fat Girl. Love Calories.
I just gotta love calories, guys.
I just gotta love calories. That's all you got. You want me to burn these off? Good luck.
Weeping. Mumu. that one's whatever. Thai Fat and Fat Cat.
Aw, Fat Cat.
Fat Cat just makes you think of a big a fat cat.
I want to see the people coming in.
Okay. Oh, well, they still look.
Well,
they don't
they don't look that
heavy.
fat. What is?
But it is in Thailand, so they're all in here smaller people
so they're
already.
Thai fat.
Yeah, that's why that name is called Thai fat.
I haven't met a Thai fat person.
Love calories. Moo.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's not part of it.
That's great.
Thai fat. That one's whatever.
Beauty isn't a size. I don't know.
I love this.
Is it a size?
Love calories.
Man.
Can't stop crying.
This is like body positivity gone too far.
Do the fat cat.
Do the fat cat. Roll on the ground.
Wallarat. I guess that's Thai language, but dude, that's
plus. Wallarat plus. I don't have to know what it is, and I know it's extra.
Stop crying. How do you? This would not. We couldn't do this here. It'd be outrage.
There's no way.
There's definitely. Speaking of, we talked about politics earlier. There'd be one particular opinion I think that would just be outraged about this, because one would argue that this, I guess, could be body positive. This like in a funny way. I love this one, Fat Girls.
It's like,
and it's done like a Western, like
the font.
Yeah, it's like what?
Come on down to Fat Girls.
Come on down. We got everything for you here. Yeah. We got BB Fat. We got Fat Girls. We got Fatty Fat Girl. We got Love Calories.
Oh, is she giving birth in an elevator?
Oh, gee, what is that?
I don't want to
side video.
I don't want to watch
Get
that.
that out of here. What is?
What is it? What is yeah, I don't want to watch that.
No.
Gross.
No, thank you. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What side is
And
this?
away. This is the New York Post. But yeah, I crying now, but I could not contain myself.
God.
Batgirls. This one too. Oh, it's just
no.
You don't need audio, but it's just a zebra runs loose in Seoul. Look at the man.
Racing stripes.
Yeah.
Taking.
I didn't know there were
What do you mean
zebras
taking-
in Korea, but
I
they're
guess
on
they
the
have a
streets.
zoo. And he's just
Look at this man rescue. What are you gonna do with this?
Yeah,
What are you
what's
gonna
he
do with the
gonna do?
zebra?
jump on him and ride him back.
Look at the zebra too. He's just like, I'm lost.
He's like, so what do I do now?
He doesn't know where to go,
He did not think this through.
but he's happy. His tail's
He's
going.
like living real Madagascar life.
Yeah.
Chris Rock.
Imagine being on the street. Oh, it's a different video. Imagine being on the street and a zebra just comes out of like the alley.
I don't know. I'd be
What's
like,
your reaction
huh?
be? Your reaction would be like the guy who just turns around.
I'm like, man, I haven't slept enough today.
That's a different video. I hate how they do it the next video. But yeah, but that guy you saw
Yeah.
earlier, he just kind of turns around, goes back into the other direction.
He's like, nope.
Yeah. Oh, did they trank him?
Oh,
Yeah,
probably.
they tranked him. Oh, he's from a zoo. Okay. Whatever. Korea's a wild place, it looks like.
Later that day, they found a lion, a hippo, and a giraffe.
Like, wait a minute. Somebody's what's the live action Madagascar going on?
Yeah, that's all. That's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Filming it.
This next one. Town apologizes for sexualizing tourism ads. Show us your Regina.
Regina.
I'm guessing it's Regina.
Regina.
But there's a town in Canada called Regina.
Oh.
And I guess they have a slogan saying, show us your experience Regina.
Oof.
The city that rhymes with fun.
Trying too hard.
Yeah, I guess they're saying slammed as misogynistic and steeped in masculine toxicity. Maybe Andrew Tate's behind the advertising.
He's running the city.
Yeah, locals in Saskatchewan, blah, 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 blah. No one with a sense of humor. That's kind of funny, though. Like, oh, yeah, we're the sex town. Well, you know.
And we're spending $30,000 to rebrand it. Experience.
Well,
Regina.
after this exposure,
Man.
like you're on the New York Post, I'm sure lean into it a little bit more.
I want to start by apologizing on behalf of myself and our team for the negative impact we created with elements of our. Just say what you did. We treated our city like it was a person,
Yeah, oh, I like this.
and we said, "Come inside."
Oh my god!
'Cause-
I'm like, where did he say? I'm not reading that. Yeah, I mean, it shows that this town has a sense of humor,
Yeah,
which is
good for
nice. You know, I don't know. I feel like just lean into it at this point. You got the exposure.
Yeah,
I never heard of Regina.
Regina.
and now I
full
have.
Regina.
You think it's Regina? You think it's pronounced Regina? Probably not.
I'm gonna say. I mean, maybe
Otherwise,
in Canada.
Regina, eh?
Johnny, which way?
Because if it was spoken as Regina, it's not as funny. Just experience Regina.
Just a normal name.
Yeah, just the city that rhymes with fun, so it must be Regina.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe that's what they're getting at.
Okay,
Yeah. Regina, Canada, eh?
Regina? Yeah.
cool. I'm down to go.
You've been to Regina.
Once you notice it, it's hard to imagine this made it onto the internet. Show us your Regina.
What is that?
Hashtag CYQR. I don't know what that is, but
Is there? Maybe we can see people's Reginas.
yeah, it's probably a bunch of. This is on Twitter. It's probably a bunch of like pussy pics.
Ugh.
I'll show you my Regina.
Yikes.
Um,
Get hoodies. Ooh, let's get the merch.
yeah.
We
Anyways,
all have merch
New
the next
merch.
episode.
Regina merch. Regina hat.
I got it.
So your birthday's coming up in a few weeks, and I saw this.
Ooh.
What kind of cocktail are you based on your zodiac sign?
Oh, shit.
So you're probably gonna be first.
Aries.
So you're a Bloody Mary.
Oh, Bloody Mary. Okay.
As the firstborn sign in the zodiac, Aries are drawn to blood sports and red hues, and can usually be convinced to start firing off and drinking hard at brunch.
Yep.
Making the Bloody Mary an appropriate cocktail for the Ram contingent.
Here we are.
What are your
Nice.
thoughts?
I don't think I've read something so clearly before.
You think all that's true?
I think so.
I think the firing off and drinking next to each other are true.
At brunch.
Maybe not at a brunch.
Anytime.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen you at a brunch before. Are you a brunch guy?
Well, I did at the smokehouse because that was like all you could eat brunch.
Okay.
I think that's a getting older thing too, doing more brunch.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the brunches. I don't like drinking that early in the day.
I don't either.
But it's perfectly okay
then you're just kind of, and it's what, mimosas or Bloody Marys?
Yeah, and then you're just tired.
But
and the food is just like normal food.
Usually whatever.
Yeah, it's not
like it's all you could eat usually sometimes.
Depends.
So it's
I went to a good brunch at the Hilton, not the Hilton. Some hotel in Huntington.
Bougie.
It was a buffet.
Yeah.
But that's probably the only brunch that I really enjoyed because they had some bomb ass food. And then you sit out by the pool and it was all you can eat. I didn't expect all you can eat. Yeah, I can get more. And
do you like Bloody Marys?
I do. When they're made properly. I like a spicy one.
And that's like the drink I don't usually drink. So I would try one.
I don't ever order them, but I do like them.
Yeah.
And like this, see with this garnish, like this is too much. I don't need all this.
There's a lot going on.
I like just the celery stalk in it.
It looks like a scene in Jurassic Park. I don't quite know what.
Tomato, an olive, gherkin, is that what that's called?
Sure.
I don't know. A shrimp, a bacon, and a celery.
All right.
Like this is a whole meal.
You
don't need all this on your Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to,
if it's brunch, how are you going to, that's like one and done.
This is the whole brunch. This is the brunch food.
That's all the food.
So, whatever.
Interesting. You're a Leo?
I'm a Leo, yes. So,
Leo.
Here it is. A French 75. Which is so stupid. If you don't know what a French 75 is, it's gin, lemon juice, champagne, and I think sometimes you can put like a simple syrup in or whatever. Nobody orders these.
Yeah, never heard.
I've made one. I've made one twice, I think, and I don't know. It's like an old person drink, I think.
Oh, it's from Casablanca.
Yeah. So ever looking for someone or something to celebrate, Leo is the champagne of the zodiac, a crucial component in this classic cocktail. In terms of the physical body, Leo rules the heart, and as such is both deeply romantic and deeply dramatic. Fittingly, the French 75 rose to fame after a floozy ordered it in the sweeping love story / gin joint propaganda film Casablanca.
Oh, wow.
Which I actually have never seen.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Oh, my God.
Really? Casablanca?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a good, first it's like a good older movie.
Yeah.
From the 40s.
I always felt
good love story where they don't end up together.
Oh, perfect. I actually like those stories because they're real. I it's always held in such high regard that I kind of was like, I don't know if I want to watch it. Like Citizen Kane. What else? There's all those kinds of like older movies that are like films. I haven't seen a lot of them.
It's worth it.
Yeah,
they stand the test of time. Most of
them
do.
That's why they're such a big deal. I think. French 75.
All right,
gross. Caesar, what is yours?
Gemini. You already passed it.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Let's see. Cancer. Gemini. You're a Cosmo.
Cosmos.
With their silver tongues, obscure knowledge, and rabbit hole curiosity, Gemini is something of a social lubricant. Ruled as they are by Mercury, planet of communication and PR. Way.
Hello.
True.
It tracks that twins would get down and bottoms up with the Cosmopolitan, a martini made famous by Sex and the City, and the drink of choice for talking shit, spilling tea, and comparing sexcapades and divorce attorneys.
Ooh.
Sounds like you chose
sexcapades.
Well, I get most of the stuff until I started talking about Sex and the City. I don't relate to that, but I mean,
it is interesting that if you are a Gemini and you're ruled by Mercury, which is a planet of communication, I knew that already, that you do this. You know, this is my
job.
Yeah, your job is
podcasting.
communication. Wow. And
cool,
it is okay. Well, with what is this called? Astrology. I don't know. Like, I'm not really fully on board with all of it, but it is weird when the things align.
Yeah.
From your signs, and I know like you have to do all of them, like your sun, moon, right? Like you're in different planets in different areas. I actually got an astrology reading once, like a whole breakdown of like, oh, your this is in Mercury, your whatever is in Saturn, like all these different planet alignments, and it was interesting. But as much of it that was true, there was just as much that was not true.
Yeah.
So I don't know. it's sometimes fun to hear these things. I don't know. Like,
I think it's fun. I think because first,
like this was fun.
Yeah, like this is fun.
Yeah.
And it's cool to realize, wow, the day I was born was very specific, which gives you a little sense of, oh, it's a special day. Like, more than just like, oh, let's celebrate and have a birthday, because it's like what culture does.
Who cares about
But
birthdays?
it's like, no, the sun was at this certain spot. I came out, and that was at a certain time. Who's to say that even I share that minute with someone else?
Yeah, you do.
Like you do somewhere. Someone does, but it's like, oh wow, like that's still my time.
I had a girl in the same graduating class as me who we had the same birthday, and it was interesting to see the similarities that we had. Like, because we were like not really friends, but we kind of knew each other.
Yeah,
and it was interesting to see, like, oh, you also do that? Or you also think that way?
And I see it. Like I see it in people that have Aries birthdays. I'm like, oh.
It's weird when someone spots it in you. Like, I have a friend who's really into astrology, and she will say, like, oh, are you, is it, she knows, like, the whole breakdown I just did. She knows all that shit. And she's like, oh, you must be this, right? And I'm like, yes. I'm like, well, yeah. And I'm like, how do you, like, it's weird. I don't know. And especially, like, for me, from what I've been told, I have, like, a more infamous, instead of, like, the negatives of my sign are more known than the positives.
I think that's with like you and me, like Leo and Aries.
Because there's so many, I've had it broken down. There's many positives in my sign, but for whatever reason, mine has like the negatives are more well known about it. So, like, someone says something, oh, it's because you're a Leo. It's like, no, it's because I just got in a fight with my dad earlier. That's why, that's why I'm pissed off.
Like, no, I deserve respect.
Yes.
That's why I'm pissed.
Yeah. It's like, no, you talked down to me, bitch. That's why I'm mad.
You're being rude. It's a you thing.
You're being rude.
No, I'm calling you out.
You're the reason why I'm acting this way.
You are this.
Yeah.
I just have the fire energy to do something about it.
Yeah, it is fascinating sometimes, but also I don't know I don't put too much into it because
I don't know too much about other signs.
Yeah, and it's too much. It's so interpretive that like my logic brain needs to be told this is this and this is that. So when it's like, oh, it's because you may have this, it's like, okay, I don't need to hear that. So anyway, kind of a fun thing.
Yeah,
that's all I had pulled up for us to look at. But this came up earlier. I don't know if you saw this either, Caesar, but I guess Justin Roiland, he's been acquitted of what he was accused
of.
Yeah. So Roiland, drops charges. Yeah, I guess he's not. I'm not gonna read all this, but I guess that means he's back. Is he gonna come back?
I guess he can. I guess he's like, does it unblock you? Does it untarnish what like already happened? Like, do you get your jobs back?
I don't know, because he could still very well have done this stuff, but just in a court of law, it was proven like there wasn't. I don't know, because I don't know the evidence they had, if they had like actual hard evidence of like, oh, you said this or you did this, and like have like a text or something.
Yeah.
Or if it was just accusatory behavior from some lady or multiple ladies, I don't even really know. But if in a court of law he was proven innocent, or I think they said they dropped the charges. So
because there was no enough evidence.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So again, they could still have done those things, but there wasn't enough evidence to go to trial or whatever. So does that mean he comes back to Rick and Morty?
Well, I think that the accusations that like the things that people said about him in terms of like working at the Rick and Morty offices were that he was just a dick and like a bad employee. So yeah, I guess in the law he didn't, like in the eyes of the law, he didn't do anything wrong. So it's like he's not going to go to jail for it. But like him getting fired from the show, it still feels like the right decision based on the behavior that he had. Not that he was like harassing people, but just like
a bad employee. Yeah, or toxic for the work environment. So okay, yeah, interesting. Because like with the canceling stuff, it's like I think you can come back if you get canceled, depending on the severity of it. Like I don't know, because like fucking we talked about it. Chris D'Elia's back. Like
he sold out the Improv on Monday.
No,
Irvine Improv.
Man. It's because it's like he's still funny. Like you can still tell good jokes, but I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
Like he still does a good job.
Yeah, he's still talented at what he does, but he's also a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. People are buying the tickets still, but yeah, it's kind of a weird.
It's weird because how forgiving are most people?
I don't think most people care. They just want to go laugh.
Yeah.
So they're gonna still go to his shows.
Yeah, like I would still watch his shows or Rick and Morty. I'm not going to stop watching
that's
Solar
different
Opposites.
because that's so much more than him.
Yeah, because it's a lot of else
it's a whole
going
team
on.
of people
It's
working on that
animators
show.
and other story writers.
If you're a single person like Dalia, you're canceled. Your thing is tarnished now, and it's like I don't know. It's weird because I do feel like he's a piece of shit, but he is still funny. So and I won't go see him, but also too I would be worried about what kind of crowd's at a Dalia show.
Yeah,
what are those fans like?
Those people that are just willing to look it over. But you know what? Some people genuinely have like no idea.
Exactly. Some people don't know.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing is you live under, enough about Chris D'Elia to come watch him, but you don't know
his tour dates, but you don't know like anything else about him because you would have to see those tour dates online. Yeah. So you wouldn't know. Like that would be, I don't know. It's true. Like,
where's the blind spot of it? Just like,
where's the blind spot? Where did you miss what happened? And then he went away. You have to realize where did he? Because he was gone for a while.
Yeah.
After he got accused, he was gone for like 6 months or something, and then he came back with another podcast. Was like crying, and you're like, okay, bitch.
Yeah. But like, and if you're a fan of him, you've stayed consistent with him.
Yeah. Yeah. You would know what's going on
because I was.
Yeah,
I was too. I knew
the day it happened
every week.
I was too, and the day it happened, I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like,
I guess he's gone.
Guess what? No more Dalia shows. Like,
sorry, Whitney.
Sorry, Whitney. Yeah.
That's how it was with me and Louie. I was like always up to date, and then as soon as I was like, and then it just got bigger and bigger the story, and I was like, damn.
But now he's back.
Now
I guess he's kind of. I don't know, like wiggled his way back in and. Was selling out shows and he's doing all the podcasts, and I was like, I guess if you wait long enough, I don't know if he did any kind of atonement. Like I don't really know. I don't follow Louis too much, but I'm like maybe people have moved on and just kind of
pushed through it.
He was gone for a while.
Yeah,
people are just like, you know what? He's still maybe he fucked up, but he's still funny, and I don't know.
And it like depends on the degree of like what you're accused of.
Right, he didn't murder anybody. Yeah. I don't think he. What did he do? He exposed himself?
Yeah, it was like jerking off in front of somebody that he asked if it was okay, but because of the power dynamic of like, well, I'm still your boss.
Yeah.
That's where it's like iffy. But
yeah, I can see why people would forgive that if it was like, well, you consented.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really know. And if that's the only time he did it, it wasn't like a serial thing like Dalia where he was just
like
doing
new
all kinds
city,
of shit.
new person.
Yeah, new city. New cunt.
And even afterwards, after apologizing, he still tried to hook up with them.
What's wrong with his wife, girlfriend? Oh, she probably likes the money, and I don't know, but I don't want to just say that about her. I don't know her. Sorry.
They have a kid. They have a child.
They have a child too, but yeah, she stuck around.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he other than just like Donald Draper, other than the infidelity, he may be a really good guy. So I don't fucking know.
I don't ever think infidelity is the reason to cancel somebody. It's just it just happens. Like you're not hurting. You're hurting somebody emotionally, but
we're all humans anyway. At the end of the day, like people fuck up.
Yeah, but it's like it's their thing.
Yeah,
not mine.
Yeah, it's their thing. It's their business.
It's their business.
They're going home alone. That's fine.
You trusted a cheater, not me.
You did it.
It's you're the problem. I don't have anything else really, and we're kind of at the end. Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Okay, I guess we can.
I just want that old white money one day.
White money. Fuck.
We're all trying to get that old white money.
I want it so bad, and we're in Orange County. It's everywhere.
It's all around us.
Let's go find it after this.
Yeah, let's go do it.
We saw some two old dudes driving around in a Cruella de Vil car earlier with the top down, and we were like,
look at them go.
Give me some money.
Going to go play pickleball.
Yeah. Old whites. I love them.
Damn. Just share it.
I guess we'll wrap it up on old whites. Caesar, where can they find you at?
You can find me at Rodriguez Podcasts. That's where you can hire me to do a podcast for you. At The Rodriguez Show, that's my radio show about hip hop. And then Carla and Caesar's Modern Life. That's the show that I do with my wife. We do music reactions and we do a podcast.
He does so much.
Mm-hmm.
So busy. It's that Gemini energy.
Gemini energy. It's Cosmos.
Yeah, the Cosmopolitans.
Damn.
See, Clint, what about you?
All right, so at the _Clint_show.
Oh, it's the underscore Clint show.
I don't even know my own handle.
There's no 2 underscores.
Caesar knows my stuff.
Because he's in communication. He's a Gemini. He knows all the stuff.
I'm on Instagram. I mean, most of the time it's Instagram.
Yeah. Uncle 2_ Marcus on Instagram. I don't really use Twitter that much. I just retweet art or funny shit. Mm-hmm. And then the 30s pod on everything: Instagram, YouTube. That's it. Oh, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the things. Yeah, thanks for being here, everybody.
Thanks, y'all.
See you later.